everyone. In this video, we're going to be doing the Q&A. So I had a couple of you guys ask me some questions on Instagram. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and answer a couple of them, and then we'll do a walk around of the car, show you guys all the mods I've done to it, and things like that. So we'll start off with the first one. And I've been sick these past couple of days, so bear with me if my voice sounds a little deep or muzzled. Okay, so the first question, guy says, how did you do it to get that amazing, beautiful car? Thank you, first of all. I mean, I would say it was a combination of me saving. When I got this car a week before my 21st birthday, which was really cool. At that time, I had just got a new job. I was working for a pretty big company, and they were on a really important mission at the time, and I was playing a pretty big role in that. So I was working a lot, man. Like I was working 6 to 7 days a week, 12 to 14-hour shifts. So I had no time for anything. So all my money I was making was just getting stacked up in the bank. And since I was working a lot, I was making good money. And yeah, I managed to save up a good amount of money. And then I also had an Infiniti G35 Coupe. That was actually my first car. I also sold that, so it was like 13 grand. So I also threw that as a down payment for the car. But yeah, I mean, it was just a mixture of those two things, just managing my money really well. And of course, I had a co-signer. I mean, there's no one out there that's gonna lend a 20-year-old 90 grand for a sports car. So yeah, I had a co-signer, and yeah, I mean, as far as like all the modifications I've done to it, I've done all that myself. Like literally everything. I've installed everything. The only thing I did not do myself was the tune. Obviously, I don't know how to do that. So yeah, but everything. Installed the headers, installed the intake. I made the custom arrow and installed it and painted it. Like everything. I did everything myself, so that saved me a lot of money. But yeah. Next question. What material do you use to build your custom arrow? So for my custom arrow side screws from Splitter, I use ABS plastic. So that's actually like one of the most frequently used plastic, like for anything. Yeah, the reason why I use that is just because it's so durable. Going back to my Infiniti, I had a splitter also, and I bought it, and it was made out of fiberglass. Man, I bought like 4 new ones because any little scrape would crack it, or the fiber would start to get fuzzy and it look ugly. So yeah, I mean, as far as ABS, man, I scrape this thing every day. Nothing happens to it, so it's super durable. It's a lot easier and cleaner to work with, and yeah. So next question. So it says best slash favorite mod you've done to your car. Okay. So let's think. I would say my best favorite mod would be between the headers and the two-step. The headers, the reason why I like that so much is just because I love the tone of this exhaust. The exhaust note this car puts out is just an awesome sound, and the headers just amplified it like big time. So it's just like like crazy. So I love it, and also it gave me about 20 horsepower more. The only thing I didn't like was installing it. I mean, let me tell you, man, I would never do that again. I'd rather pay someone to do it. But I mean, the reason why it was so hard is because I did it in my garage on jacks. So if it was on a lift, it would have been a lot easier. As far as the two-step, it's just so eventful. Like it's kind of like 4th of July when you have your grand finale firework, and then you light it and it just sets the whole block off. It's kind of what a two-step is, but it's whenever you want it, as much as you want it. So, and I know it's completely pointless on a root supercharger, but hey, puts a smile on my face. So, next questions. So this person said car would look mean with tinted windows and gloss black rooftop. Have you ever thought of doing that? So yeah, so I've had this car for 3 years and I've not tinted the windows. And I mean the reason for that is just because having tinted windows is just like that's just a reason for cops to pull you over and mess with you. You know, that's just another reason for them to pull you over and then find other things to give you tickets on. So that's kind of why I never did it. I already get pulled over enough. I probably spent like 10 grand in just speeding tickets. So it's kind of why I never really did it. But I mean, recently I have been thinking about saying screw it and doing it. Only reason why I haven't is because my windshield has a bunch of little rock chips. Like they're not big, they're just like little dots all over the windshield, and that's just from all the canyon runs I do. So all the cars in front of me just kicking up little, pretty much like sand, kicking up sand on my car. I have it like in the clear also in the front. But yeah, so I'm thinking about replacing that first, getting a new windshield, and then I'll tint all the windows. As far as the roof, I never really liked it black. I kind of just like it all red like that. So, next question is, I get this question a lot. So this person's asking this. This person said, "What do you do for work?" I'm 16, want to see 7 vet like you, bro. So I mean, like there's not just. I've answered this question so many times. There's not just one way like to get here. Like there's thousands of ways to get to a certain point. Like I can't. Someone can't be like do this, this, and this, and you'll get this. Like it doesn't really work like that. You gotta really just like see what you're good at, see what resources you have, and you know make the best of it. You know, as far as my career, I don't really like talking about that. All I can say is I work for a car manufacturer. I'm sure half of my followers know what I do, or at least exactly what company I work for. But I mean, that's irrelevant. Really, it's just a matter of like finding a decent job and managing your money. Like, you'd be surprised how much money you're left over with if you manage your money right. Like there's people who have bad habits, man. Like people who smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. That's $10 a day. That's $300 a month. You know, that's a car payment. That's a brand new car. So it's just stuff like that. Like manage your money right and get yourself a decent job and don't mess it up. You know, try to work your way up there and you know learn as much as you can and know that no matter how low a person is or how high a person is, you can always learn something from them, whether it's bad or good. But yeah, so we'll do a question. We'll do like 2 more questions. So this person said, how many inches can you take while drifting? That's a rated R question that deserves a rated R answer, and I can't answer that on YouTube. Okay, so we'll do one more. Okay, so we'll do 2 more. This person is saying, "What's your next car mod?" So I actually ordered the ZR1 wing already. So it's the legit ZR1 wing. It's gonna bolt up to the actual frame of the car. Ordered it 7 days ago. I'm just waiting for it. Yeah, I mean after that, I'll probably get the MGW short shifter, and then maybe go E85, and that's it. I'm not trying to dump more money into this car because chances are when the Z06 comes out, I'm probably gonna sell this and get that. So I don't want to just dump money into it and sell the car and lose all that money I put into it. So yeah. So let's do one more. Would you like to have a Camaro someday? So actually, a while back, I took this car to the dealer to get something done to it. I forgot, and they gave me a loaner. It was a brand new Camaro SS, and I loved it, man. Like it handles amazing. It has good power. It looks nice. Only thing I didn't like about it is that the view outside is horrible. Like the windows, the windows and the windshield is so narrow. Like it looks, it seems like you're looking outside of a tank. And like to give an idea, I took it to the drive-through, and the girl was giving me my drink. She had put the straw inside. I can barely fit the drink through the window. So I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's just something I kind of didn't like. But I mean, would I ever get one? Hell yeah, I'll get one. But as far as like, if I had the choice between a Camaro or this, I'd definitely get the Corvette, obviously. But if I have a choice between a Camaro or like a Mustang or a Charger or cars in that bracket range, I'd without a doubt get a Camaro. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Chevy guy. Like that's without a doubt the best overall car. Alright, so we're gonna do the walk around of the car. We'll start off with the splitter. So this is a custom splitter. I designed it, made it, and painted it myself. It took quite a bit of some time. Uh, it is functional. It's completely flat underneath the car, and yeah, I mean, it's one of a kind, only one in the world. And if you see here, just little things you guys don't know. See these three little holes? The exact same to the millimeter on the other side, and that's just to reduce drag when air's going in through there. These splitter rods here are also made from scratch. I made these myself, and they attach to a custom bracket. I don't know if you can see it, and that bracket bolts up to the actual frame of the car, so you can actually like stand on the splitter, and the splitter won't move at all, but the entire car will move a little. I would show you, but this car just got ceramic coated and it looks beautiful, and I don't want to mess it up. So we'll go on to the engine bay. So we have a Haltech intake with the heat resistant sleeve right there. That makes really good power for the money. I recommend doing that like for your first mod if you ever buy one of these. And we have our two-step right there, and the wiring goes through here, through all the coils right there. And then right here we have our American Racing long tube headers. Those were really expensive. And here we have the side skirts. I also made these. Yeah, they're badass, man. Like, I love them. Everybody loves them. I can't even count how many people DM me asking if I can make them some. Believe it or not, but the reason why you probably don't see side skirts with slits like this is because it's so hard to do, man. Like you pretty much have to do it by hand or get like a special machine to do it. But I did this by hand, and to make those slits the exact same as the other side skirts on the right side, yeah, took forever. Let's walk around to the back. Well, I mean, so we have the long tube headers, and then we have the American Racing long tube headers, and then the X pipe, and then the gutted out mufflers. And we have the smoked out tail lights. These are actually plastic dipped. I'm actually gonna take that off and do the actual tint, because it actually looks really ugly when you do the turn signal with the plastic dip. Yeah, we have this aftermarket diffuser with the fins. Forgot what it was called. And oh, and then the car is lowered on lowering bolts. At least I think it is. Here's the thing: like people always tell me, like, "What's your car lowered on? Like it's lower than mine." I mean, I bought it like this. I did buy it with like 7K miles on it. So there was a previous owner. I don't know if he put the bolts on, but I mean, it was completely stock. So he might have put lowering bolts on it. I don't know. But I just lowered it all the way with the bolts. But yeah,
that's about it. The interior, check it out. So the interior is adrenaline red leather. I had this was like a must when I was in the market for this car. It had to be red interior, which is why I bought it from Texas, because I couldn't find one that was red with red guts. But yeah, man, it's a manual, of course. It's an awesome car, super reliable too. So one thing I forgot to mention, the car is tuned, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the mods. Hope you guys liked the video. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing and give it a thumbs up. I'm also thinking about doing a review of the ceramic coat. So like if I think it's worth $1,200 to do, let me know if that's something you guys want to see.